Today, we are going to discuss the scientific method. We'll start with talking about the components as well as key vocabulary like the variables and controls, and end with a comparison of hypothesis versus theory and law. We can categorize scientific reasoning as inductive or deductive. Inductive reasoning goes from specific to general. So you start with a group of observations and then make a general conclusion. For example, if you took a poll of a group of people, that is getting specific information, and then you make a general conclusion based on the results. Deductive reasoning is the opposite. It goes from general to specific. We'll start with a general premise and then make a specific prediction based on that. For example, we use this in science with if-then statements. If A is observed, then B is predicted to happen. The scientific method is not a linear process. It's more of a flow chart where you can repeat sections as needed. We start by making an observation, and that leads us to ask a question about what we observed. Then we form a hypothesis to answer that question and make a prediction. Then we do an experiment to test our prediction and analyze those results. Whether our hypothesis is supported or not supported, we still can report those results. And at any point, we can do this again. We can go back to our hypothesis, change it, make a new experiment, and see how that changes our data and our findings. An experiment includes both independent and dependent variables. Independent variables are also called the experimental variable. They're the one that's in the experiment. It's the factor that you are testing. The dependent variable or responding variable is the result. It's the change that occurs due to the independent variable. It depends on your experiment. For example, if we were testing coffee and the pH based on what type of water you use to brew your coffee, then the independent variable would be the type of water used, whether we use tap water, distilled water, sparkling water. And the coffee pH would be the dependent variable, the thing we tested at the end. The data we record in an experiment can be classified as either qualitative or quantitative. Qualitative data is recorded as words. For example, we might document the color of a solution, its texture, its shape. It's a description of what we observe in the experiment. Quantitative data is numbers. We might measure the height, the weight, a total, an income, a score, anything that uses numbers to document the results. As scientific vocabulary, the words hypothesis, theory, and law have very distinct definitions. A hypothesis is a tentative explanation for an observation. It's a testable statement. Now, some people might call this an educated guess, which is kind of true, but we're not really guessing. We're more predicting based on former observations. A scientific theory joins two or more hypotheses together that have a broad base of observations and data to support the ideas. A scientific law or principle joins together multiple theories that are widely accepted. While these terms may be more interchangeable in our common everyday vernacular, be cautious about using them correctly in scientific discussion. I hope this helped you learn a little more about the scientific method. Study hard, learn lots, and thanks for watching.